Greetings, Geek Warriors. It is a new day. It is a new dawn.
The dawn.
And we are doing something new, and also yet somehow something old.
Yeah.
So this is this is what?
We're like Marvel Legacy.
Yes. So this is the first.
Terrible.
This is the first podcast of our new series that is us kind of collapsing all of the old things down into kind of a different version of the first thing. This podcast will be called Geek Fource, and the spelling is very important. Geek, F-O-U-R-C-E, because there are 4 hosts. And let's go ahead and introduce ourselves to our 3 fans. So, I of course, am Ben.
I'm Velma. We won the war. Now we're a force.
Yes.
I guess there's that, yeah.
That's good.
What war? Oh, okay.
The
No,
war.
I figured it out. Sorry, I was never on.
No, it was never part of the Geek Wars.
I was on it once or twice.
Yeah.
Part of the
Well, the
network,
network
though.
is.
Yeah. So, but yeah, as the network collapses
I
down
know.
into a podcast again, you are Noah. And returning,
The prodigal son returns.
he was gone and now he's back.
I am Ken.
Back by popular Ryan's demand.
Back by Ben's demand. Ben's constant haranguing for 2 years.
So, Ken
Finally
is back.
broke down my already diminished will.
There you go.
Yay.
So there you go. We now have a podcast with all 4 of the Geek Wars Podcast Network's hosts.
It's happening.
But going forward, until we can come up with another
Four.
podcast idea and anybody has time to do it.
I'm going to get to my thing that I started. I did a one of. I just want to.
Cool.
Yeah.
But I
Get
think
to it.
I don't think we're going to call it a podcast network anymore, just because that
Why?
seems fun. We'll just do fun little things. Like, so for instance, the one of the podcasts on the network was the Die Hard on a Blank podcast.
Hell yeah, it was.
And Noah and Noah and I have
That was like
have-
a thing I was part of.
Yeah!
Noah and I have discussed and decided that we will do one final Die Hard on a Blank with the new movie coming out, Skyscraper, starring
Skyscraper.
Dwayne
Oh.
Johnson.
Hell
Where
yes.
it's like, it's one man with one leg against a building. So, yeah, that's...
Didn't do Tomb Raider.
He's fighting the
Should have done
building?
Tomb Raider. The new Tomb Raider.
We could do it.
Is it
Yeah.
Die Hardish?
Yeah. It's
Oh,
on
shit.
an island.
Oh, shit.
Dude, I don't.
I
Her
haven't
and
seen
one
it
other
yet.
guy against a
I
team
downloaded
of
it. I
bad
haven't watched it
guys
yet.
You
and
guys
one
bailed
big bad
too
guy.
soon.
I don't know if I ever brought it up, but like any Arkham game is a Die Hard.
We
This is
think we
true.
talked about
I
it
mean, I
when,
guess.
at one point.
Yeah.
I think you did it early on.
I don't know your shitty rules, so I don't
You
know.
shitty.
I know that every
Shitty
time I talk to
rules.
Ben about it, he's like, well, that's kind of a part of it, but not really, or...
Well, because there's 4 distinct criteria you have to hit.
Yeah, but those distinct criteria get blurred every time you bring up a new movie, and then it's like, well, is he really alone? Well, no, kind of, has blah, blah, blah.
That's fair.
Ish. There's a lot of ish used.
That's what I'm saying.
Ish suffix.
Ish
So,
saved my ass on Planet
That's
of
what I'm
the
saying.
Apes.
Arkham
There you
Asylum is Die Hard-ish.
ish.
Arkham
Yeah.
Asylum is the most Die Hard of
So, anyway, so this podcast will be
Die Hard is
closer
the most
to
Die Hard.
our original
Games.
Geek Wars podcast, in that it will be us just talking about geek stuff,
Less work.
but less work. In the,
That
in the,
was tiresome.
the previous iteration,
Especially at the end.
Yeah.
we were all reading a lot of comic books. We were all reading a ton of news each
Just
week.
Trying to get something.
Poor Velma, was putting together a list of every single major news article every week that then Ken and I would read. Ken reading them completely.
Yeah.
Me scanning the headlines, maybe reading the first paragraph, and jumping to conclusions. But that amount of work was too much for us. So this is going to be pared down. Instead of going over all of the geek news every week, we're all just going to pick one story that we kind of think is is most important, and maybe just talk generally about any other shit that we've heard. It's going to be a lot more casual, a lot more friendly.
Cashy cash.
Yeah. Noah's in his pajamas. I mean, it's casual.
Wait one
Hey,
second.
he's got pants on now. You should be happy.
It's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
before you got here, there
He
were no
didn't have pants on when we got here.
Okay.
When I
Pants
got
and
here.
the shirt is.
I
just
did have a
great.
shirt on.
Like, it's a shirt.
I was like Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah,
To be fair, it's also
I believe it's called shirt cocking
just shirt cocking it.
or Donald ducking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh, that was one of my favorite parts of Deadpool 2, by the way, was shirt cocking it.
Shirt cocking.
And just the line shirt cocking it,
bad.
I kept remembering for days on end afterwards, and would just
Had you
every
not
now
heard
and
of
then
that
chuckle
before?
to myself. I'd heard it, but never used so well. I think Miller's delivery of, God, he's just shirt cocking it, like with like proud reverence of his shirt cocking, I thought was so great, and I just kept muttering it to myself and giggling.
That's the next cause we need to get on. Free T.J. Miller.
There you go.
No.
Free T.J. Miller.
I'm not getting
I'm
behind
not
that.
getting
Okay,
back
okay,
In
fine.
the-
We'll go back to
in
the old cause.
least.
Why are we freeing him? What
Fine.
happened?
We'll go back to the old cause. Bring back Hardwick. Bring back Hardwick.
No.
Can we become part of the Nerdist?
I think Hardwick's going to be okay on his own. I don't think it's. The more I hear about that, the more it sounds like he might have just been a dick, and that's as far as that went. So I don't know. He's got like other like previous girlfriends now coming forward and being like, it wasn't like that with me. So it's yeah. Which I mean doesn't mean that he's completely innocent, but I don't know.
But
Ken, you
Bad.
You okay? Ken's watching a video.
yeah, what's going on?
Fine. It
with it?
wasn't a video. It
Oh.
was
started
sound.
playing. I went to my article and there was an ad and it started playing.
Ah, okay. So anyway,
Even though
Should we
it's
start?
muted, it's
anyway,
completely
let's go ahead and
completely
start
muted.
general stuff. Anything going on generally that
In life.
well in life and in terms of the stuff that's out there, some stuff that I wrote down. The DC streaming thing is kind of
That's
heating
a
up.
big thing that I wanted to.
Ant-Man and the Wasp, of course, is coming out here in
DC
about
streaming
4
thing
days.
I don't get. Like it's just another one of the streaming services, but also you get comic books.
It
Yes.
sounds like they're
It-
lumping in Marvel Unlimited with.
Well, it's
Wow.
not unlimited. It's curated, so they'll
Okay.
pick out
Yes.
what they want to see. It's mostly going to be starter stuff. At least at the beginning, it's going to be the introductions to basically every character. So like the popular runs of their main
So
characters.
just
that
enough
try
to
run.
get you to have to go buy the other issues.
Yeah. So like
They-
Harley Quinn, the recent Harley Quinn run is going to be on there because she's popular. Anyone character, it's going to be the popular characters right now, and
So
they're
kind
basically
of like the
whatever
crack
they
dealer
want.
giving you just enough to
Superman.
get you hooked.
Yep.
That's
Now-
kind of what
And
they're
then
looking
it'll change probably over time. It rotate
Okay.
the.
I
probably
saw
comics.
something relevant to Ben.
Ooh.
for. I'm always interested in stuff
With
that's
the,
relevant to
with
me.
the DC Universe comics. You're a big Green Lantern fan.
I am.
They have nothing pre-New 52 Green Lantern.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
All right. So just fuck Kyle Rayner then. I guess
Pretty
is what I'm
much.
hearing, yeah. All right. Okay. That's
I think they're going to mostly just have modern stuff in
Hurts
general.
my
Yeah, probably.
I saw some stuff. I
And
don't-
then they'll start going back.
when the
to-
Green Lantern movie comes out, they'll put some Green Lantern shit up there
Yeah.
probably to get people reading
Although,
it, and then
in
I,
terms of
at
in
least
terms
at
of
the start,
visual
expect the basics.
in terms
and
of
then
visual content,
modern
it seems like
shit.
it's mostly going to be comic books. It sounds like at launch they're going to have Teen Titans, and
Yeah.
then it's going to be
They had a big.
months before we get anything else.
What about the movies?
Yeah, they have a-
and
Yeah, they
Oh,
got
and then the
all-
movie with
all
all
their
the old
shows.
movies. Yeah.
all their old shows.
all the animated.
That's gonna be great. I
DC
I
animated
for some
movies.
reason I've been just
I didn't see
thinking
the Justice
of
League
those.
stuff on there on the list.
I didn't
Like
really look
JL
at
and
the list, I just
JLU.
saw- Huh.
I saw Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah.
I saw
Which
the
that was the-
animated movies.
It seemed like the biggest sell thing. They're like, we
Yeah.
have Batman the Animated Series. And I'm like, yeah, it's great.
I mean, it's also
But
it was
on
on
Amazon.
Netflix and it's on
Yeah.
Amazon. It's
Yeah.
on.
It won't be anymore, though.
I'm sure it
Yeah.
won't. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They see
Interesting.
how many watches it gets on those, and they're like, no, we want those watches.
Wow.
I mean, I still
Right.
have them on DVD.
If DC Universe has a better video player than Amazon, which it undoubtedly will.
Yeah.
Everybody has a better video player than Amazon.
God.
It's the- I'll see a movie that I want on Amazon Prime and go torrent it to watch it normally,
Yeah.
so that I can actually fucking watch it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Their app is
It's
pretty
abysmal.
It's garbage.
Also, just their video selection is the funny thing. I got Hulu a couple months back to watch Handmaid's Tale and a couple other things, and I went and looked in their movie selection. And they have a whole bunch of original stuff and everything that Amazon has, which makes me think that Amazon is buying stuff almost like from a Muzak type service, where they're like, "Look, streaming movies," and Amazon goes, "Cool," and just bought them. And it wasn't like
Well, those are the ones that are easier to get for streaming service,
Yeah.
easier to license. Also, the thing that sets Amazon apart, I guess, is that you don't technically pay for. Nobody pays for the movie, the streaming service. You pay for Amazon Prime, and you
Yeah.
get the streaming service. It's like a bonus. So we would never pay that. We would never pay anything for what they've got.
yeah.
We just would. Nobody would.
No,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
they don't have any original series yet that I'm just jumping at.
I like
Initially,
the Tick. I like
Man in the High Tower or whatever,
Castle.
Man in the High Castle. I was intrigued,
It's
and then I
Castle in
went.
the High Tower.
It is Castle in the High Tower.
I believe it's
No,
about the
I believe it's
Punisher.
Man
Yeah,
Castle the High Tower.
It's the High Man in the Castle's Tower.
There you go. I watched the first. I tried to watch the first season. I couldn't even get through it. I
I'll
got
watch
bored.
that.
Well,
the premise is brilliant, and then they like bog you down with this like story, and there's
Well, the premise isn't theirs. The premise is Philip K. Dick's.
And Philip K. Dick stuff is awesome. And then it does seem like, though, Philip K. Dick wrote a lot of really amazing, cool stories, and then Hollywood kind of goes out and sometimes doesn't fuck them up, and for the most part just fucks them all up.
Well, I mean, and when they fuck them up, like, well, you know, whatchamacallit isn't Do Androids Dream. It's not the same thing.
Electric Sheep, yeah.
It's a different movie entirely.
Well,
but it's a good
series.
one. But
so.
Well, no, the original.
Okay.
Why can't fucking Harrison Ford? Why can't Replicants?
Blade Runner.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm getting old, guys.
Yeah.
It's been a long 2 years since we last.
Yeah,
Blade Runner. It was based on it, but not the same.
Yeah. So, plus, I don't know, the first
one. I was
really
going to say Total Recall.
Total Recall, yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
Love Colin Farrell.
Minority Report.
Love Colin Farrell.
Yeah. I gotta say, I like Colin Farrell a lot more in Minority Report than I do in the Total Recall remake.
The thing about Colin Farrell is, why the fuck would you ever replace him with Johnny Depp in Harry Potter?
That's what I didn't get. That was the extremely disappointing part of that movie.
Like, Colin Farrell is like an infinitely better actor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone. No. How many people are interested in the new one?
No.
Nobody. Yeah. Honestly, Johnny Depp.
I'm in it for sexy Dumbledore.
I feel like,
his ass looks great in those pants.
Johnny Depp was like a hot actor when he was younger, and then he got older and stuff started to kind of suck a little bit.
Oh, I never thought he was hot.
Weird stuff.
No.
Well, Hollywood thought he was hot.
Yeah.
And then he did Pirates, and Pirates made a ton of money, and I believe he was nominated for an Oscar.
Yes, he was. I think we talked about this.
Captain Sparrow, which when you hear that, you're like, wait, for the drunk handy thing? It's like, yes, for the drunk thing where he waves his hand and ends every sentence with, savvy. Like, he got nominated for an Oscar.
And it's bullshit that Sean Penn beat him. Sean Penn beat Johnny Depp at the Oscars like he beat Madonna when he was married to her.
Wow. Okay. But yeah, no, but it seems like those movies are really popular, but he really doesn't have anything else that people like.
Have you seen Johnny Depp these days?
Black Mass.
He looks like he's got AIDS. Like full-blown AIDS.
Not HIV, but full-blown
Apparently
AIDS.
they're saying now that it's for a part. But
is the part called full-blown AIDS?
No, but it is a professor who gets some disease and wastes away. I don't know.
Is it like the disease in Forrest Gump where Jenny probably had AIDS, but we didn't call it AIDS?
Well, they're swearing up and down it wasn't AIDS now. They're saying it was...
Oh, it's so obviously AIDS.
I know it's AIDS, but they're saying it's not AIDS.
Why would they say that? It's so obviously AIDS.
So the thing is, Forrest Gump was based on a book.
Yeah,
and that book is terrible.
Yeah.
I started reading it the other day, and it is terrible.
It's crazy. I heard it. I listened to it on tape in my teen years, and when I was a kid, and I was I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
I thought it was some funny, interesting shit. I mean, he becomes a pro wrestler at one point, and is called the shit, the turd, and they dress him up in a brown costume and grease him up.
Well, I figured out why Ben was into this.
Right? Yeah, no, I hear all this, and I'm like,
feces.
this sounds awesome. It's like feces and pro wrestling? How can you go wrong?
Ben's middle name is Scatman.
The whole section on Forrest and Jenny growing up is like 2 pages.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's nothing.
Yeah. No, it's the book is just like, it's like, hey, I made this whole short stories about a guy who's not totally smart. Can you just smush them all together and call it a book? Yes, I can. And that's basically what that book became. So, getting back to the DC streaming service, which is what we were actually talking about. I'm intrigued. I signed up for the beta.
The only thing is the price. That's what's going to really matter, I think.
Do we know what it is yet?
No.
No.
And that's the problem, I think.
It's like $10.
It's going to be about from 8 to 10.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay. That's not bad.
Every streaming service seems to be about $10 now. So,
Except for Amazon. Just $7.
Yeah.
Wait, you can actually acquire that without...
No, $70 is just the price of the
Oh, I
product.
thought you said it was $7.
Oh, no.
Okay.
No, but it's nonsense.
The whole thing I said is moot now. There are people out there actually subscribing.
I just want to say, before, it looks like Black Widow is being made. We were talking about this earlier. It is. They're
Black
looking,
Widow movie?
Yeah, Kimberly Pierce joins director shortlist.
Yeah.
Looks like
It sounds like it's still happening. It's still eventually coming.
The woman who did Boys Don't Cry.
They've said directly that it's happening.
That's Kimberly Pierce, right?
Yeah.
Boys Don't Cry.
Yes, I say that.
Yeah, but even the article I read said the still yet to be announced Black Widow movie.
Oh yeah, funded for the yet to be officially announced.
That's what I'm saying. It's not they're looking for
someone said it's
directors,
happening,
but they're
and then
still not. Yeah,
They're
exactly.
looking for it, but it's officially they haven't put it on the schedule, so it's not technically happening.
I have a feeling that the whole feeling, like the push behind Black Widow, is going to be a very big Disney saying, "Prove it to the fans." Like, you guys, you say you want this, you say it's all over the message boards, but when we go do market research, we're not feeling a ton of love for it. So, for whatever reason, I mean, that's why they haven't made it yet. Is that when they go out and test the waters, market wise, I'm sure they're not hearing great things. So, but people are saying they want it. We're going to do it.
Do we
But
know that?
I would imagine Disney's a major corporation. That's how they move.
But they
Like,
also
McDonald's doesn't build a new McDonald's until they've done a research study showing what the neighborhood around the McDonald's is going to look like.
No,
in 10
but
years.
they'll put Szechuan sauce out because of a shitty TV show.
They didn't though. That was what the
didn't put
riot.
it
Wait,
No.
that was a fake? That didn't happen?
No, they put it out just not enough. They didn't have
Oh,
very
I heard-
They absolutely put it out. What are you talking
I
about?
saw a video where the guys
And then
went and they
people
didn't have it.
rioted
No, it
because
was
they
only
didn't
in
put
a
out
few
enough.
places, and
Oh,
it
okay.
wasn't. They didn't have enough.
And then they put out
Oh.
another run because of those loud, small group of rioters.
I never got any. That
That
sucks.
video of the dude standing on the counter screaming on Pickle Rick is the greatest thing ever. Oh my god.
I almost bought a Pickle Rick keychain. I was in Sacramento over the weekend, and it's
I think
And for the
I-
record, I don't think the show is shitty. I'm just saying.
oh,
I
the show's
think-
great.
It is a good show.
They did
I'd
say
hate
that
to be with the fans.
Black Panther in particular made them feel like they can
Don't get
spread
them
out because-
against me.
Yeah, that's basically what you're saying is to them market research means people don't want to see anyone but white
But
dudes.
market research always comes back from white people and from stuff like so. But then they go do Black Panther and they make
It is.
shitloads of money. Although interesting to note, Black Panther really bucked the trend of a lot of these major movies coming out because, and you can see with Avengers: Infinity War, which has made less money domestically than Black Panther has, but has made way more money overall because of the worldwide.
They
market.
might also be waiting for after Miss Marvel
It's possible too
to
Yeah.
see, like, can we have a female-led movie?
yeah.
I think the thing, especially after Red Sparrow did okay, but not.
Well, I think
Huge,
that was
but-
the...
Yeah.
Look, guys, Marvel's never going to make that Black Widow movie. Here you go.
Because the Red Sparrow movie, like in terms of the backstory, has a lot of the same similarities to
Yeah.
Black
Right.
Widow's, backstory, where it's
Yeah,
like
the part everyone loved from.
Are you
Age of
talking about-
Ultron.
Oh, yeah.
He went, yeah, we want to do that.
I thought you were talking about the part in Red Sparrow that everybody loved, and I was like, that was awkward.
I haven't seen Red Sparrow.
So Red Sparrow
I haven't
was
seen it
famous
either.
because it was
I heard-
the first movie where she did some pretty extreme nudity, and the scene with it.
I wouldn't
is-
call it extreme.
for her it was. It was pretty uncomfortable.
Yeah,
the scene
both
with
that
the-
and
the-
Mother. And she's been doing uncomfortable movies.
Right.
Yeah.
There was no nudity.
In
You
Mother?
see some, yeah. there's
Her
some
stuff?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
She's on the ground and getting torn. Her clothes get torn.
Oh, yeah.
And she's getting shit kicked out.
Also,
Yeah,
she's
that
pretty
was
much wearing
frightening.
a see-through gown the entire film.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's fun.
I really like that movie, actually.
Did
Okay.
very
Okay,
much
I
as
liked
bad.
it too, but I think for different reasons.
Listen, I just, oh, you were into Javier Bardem.
I'm really.
Yeah, I was waiting for him to wear the see-through dress.
Nice. No, I did really like that movie, though.
Gosh.
Anyway, yeah. So Ant-Man is coming out
Yes.
Thursday and Friday. So
It's
that's.
only those
It's
2
gonna
days.
do fine. I don't
It's-
know if it's gonna.
Oh, it's definitely not going to be.
It's
like,
not gonna
It's
open
not going to be
massive.
like $1 billion.
I think it's going to make way more money
I think it's going to make more
Yeah.
money than
than
Ant-Man
it
1.
should. I don't know.
It
Not that
seems
it
like there's
should.
not-
There,
a lot
I
of
think
hype.
it's going to make more money than it should because
Just-
Marvel, and
Yeah.
2 because it's a sequel to the first one.
Because really, is there
Yeah.
a lot of hype? It seems like a basic comedy.
Yeah.
Like
I'm
Tag
super
would,
hyped.
It would make the same amount of Tag.
I'm really looking forward to it just because I at this point, anything that furthers the Marvel thing,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to.
It looks like fun.
So, yeah.
It's like a good time in the movie theater.
I'm hoping for more Michael Pena. So,
I just really want to see, again, the part where she goes out the window and comes back in. Because that's the coolest thing ever.
interesting.
At the very beginning of the
Yeah.
trailers.
Uh-huh.
I want to see the part where the truck or the van turns into a big van underneath another van, and that van goes flying in the air.
I want to see the
That
parts
just
that
looks
And
fun.
Michael
didn't
Pena
see.
says, "Oh yeah, we're small,"
Ah!
or something like that.
Here's the thing. Those things, those things where he tells stories.
Okay, well.
That thing they did in the first one where he tells stories.
We were just pequeño.
Yes. Michael Pena, Speedy Gonzalez's twin. Yeah. No, I want at least 2 more of those things where Michael Pena's character tells stories and speaks for other people in the story.
He does that in the trailer.
He does a little bit in the trailer, yeah. So
that
we got
for the trailer,
we got 2 of them in the last movie. I'm hoping for at least another 2 because to me that's some of my favorite parts of the first movie.
Yeah, I can't wait to see Hawkeye's family get rezzed because that's totally going to happen.
In the
absolutely
post credits.
Well, he's supposed to be in the movie.
Yeah. No, I mean that's the thing that we were told was that the reason he doesn't show up in Infinity War is that he's in this one, and
that's why they don't show up either.
And I'm thinking at the end of this movie we're going to see several characters
get rezzed.
He becomes Ronan, and several characters get turned into dust. I'm thinking it's going to be all of Hawkeye's family, and I'm thinking it's going to be all of the non-headline characters from Ant-Man.
So where do we all stand on?
I think Wasp might get rezzed.
Yeah,
how Infinity War is going to, how all of that's going to be rectified. They're going to get the gauntlet back and snap everybody back, right?
Well, it's
probably.
I think it sounds like they're going to be using the quantum realm from Ant-Man.
It sounds like they're going to. So the things that I've heard talked about, time travel is probably definitely going to happen, and the time travel might happen by use of the quantum realm.
Also, why didn't Doctor Strange just do the same thing he did with Dormammu?
Because that only worked on Dormammu because Dormammu doesn't have time in his dimension. He has no concept of what time is. So when Doctor Strange introduced it fucked with him. Thanos knows what time is, and Thanos would be able to.
Also, he had the reality gem, and maybe that
Yeah.
made it somewhat impossible. Like, there's a lot of those gems that, like, technically, the reality gem should be an Infinity Gauntlet unto itself.
Yeah, you shouldn't. Yeah.
Like,
well, they
like,
are. They
can
technically
affect
are.
reality.
Although all the stuff he does is temporary in the movie when he affects reality.
Yeah, and he did a little bit of it like he did in the comic books.
Stuff.
In the comic books, he turns Wolverine into rubber, and he puts like a box on Cyclops' head and stuff like that. And he did a little bit of that in the movie where he turned people. But then as soon as he went away, all the effects went away.
Yeah.
Cyclops just died.
Yeah.
He had a box on his head,
Yeah.
and he kept shooting his little optic blast into it. Which, that's see how that goes. Like, and then Wolverine just turns to rubber, and he's dead.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah.
Well, like the part where Mantis goes into ribbons and Drax cubes up, like that's straight out of Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah.
I don't think it happened to them specifically, but
Which it's funny how everybody's freaking out about the name. I'd heard the name being Gauntlet. Apparently, Zoe Saldana said that in an interview. She called it Gauntlet, and then the cinematographer called it Endgame. And I'm like, you guys are spending way too much time worried about what the subtitle of the movie might be. I mean,
well, they
said it was a spoiler.
They said it was a spoiler, and then they said, "I wish we didn't say that." And I wish we didn't hype up the title so much.
Geeks are obsessing over minutia? No way.
Yeah.
I've never heard of such a thing.
Which, to me, like, there's a lot of artwork out there, and I understand, like, going nuts about that, because, and it looks good, it looks fine. Apparently Hulk shows up and starts wearing shirts. Great. So
here's the thing. That gives me, like, ultimate Fantastic Four flashbacks, and I don't like the Thing wearing a shirt. And I feel like I'm not going to like the Hulk.
It sounds like he's going to be Professor Hulk.
Yeah, Professor Hulk, I'm in. Wearing like tweed jackets and shit.
Just shirts and no pants?
He's shirt cocking it.
He's just shirt cocky.
He's
just a tie.
Hulk shirt cock!
No shirt, tie.
Exactly.
But a collar. He has a
Hulk
collar
baby
too.
legs.
He's
Johnny
ostensibly a
Tie.
Chippendale dancer.
Yeah. So, no, yeah, that'd be fun. No, it's like a purple, like, stretchy shirt thing.
Yeah, I saw that.
It looks like a jumpsuit.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen anything.
It's a jumpsuit. He also looks technically maybe a little smaller, which seems to be, although in the comic books, Professor Hulk, if anything, looked bigger. He wasn't as strong, but he looked bigger.
He stood more upright.
Yeah, he stood more upright, and his arms and chest were ridiculous. Whereas the Hulk was just like a giant dude. Professor Hulk was a green balloon walking around and talking. So, yeah. I don't know. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see if that's what happens. I like the idea of Professor Hulk. Some of my favorite Hulk storylines that have ever happened during the Professor Hulk years that Peter David wrote. So
I like it because you can keep Mark Ruffalo around way longer than anybody else. because he just has to show up for
And
like
do
2
voices,
weeks to
yeah.
record. Yeah.
Yeah, and it also solves a problem that they were talking about a while ago. They were saying they would never do Planet Hulk because they were like, oh, but then Mark Ruffalo wouldn't be in the movie, and that's part of our agreement with him is that it would mostly be him in the movies. And I was like, well, that's stupid because we're not here to see Bruce Banner. I mean, it's if you talk to anybody who ever talks about the original, the show back in the day with Lou Ferrigno, the thing that they were always pissed about was I got 5 minutes of Hulk in the Hulk show, and damn it, that's not it's the whole thing was like this tease of like I know what you're here for, but here's this for a while,
Guys, we only have so much green paint.
Yeah, it was they were always like withholding the thing you wanted, like a parrot never giving you a hug, just like
It's all about that climate.
Well, I think they still do that in these superhero shows.
Yeah.
Like, the Flash never runs in, just uses his Flash powers, and then fixes it.
that just pisses me
He
off.
always
Yeah.
runs to the place, stops, goes into real
What do I
time,
do?
talks to the thing, to the whatever problem, or says, guys, what's going on here, or whatever.
Yeah.
Instead of just running in at full speed
Run.
from his base,
Hey, they're robbing a
punch
bank.
the guy
Okay,
right in the
I'll
face.
go talk to the
be
bank
done.
robbers. Like, yeah.
Exactly.
I like when he talks to them while running at
Yeah.
super
Yeah.
speed.
There's no, yeah.
Yeah.
Speed Force.
Hell yeah.
Like, anytime we have questions, it's Speed Force.
I haven't been watching. I think I'm just done watching Flash.
Done with
And
I
that.
finished
Supergirl.
the season.
I'm just doing Legends and Black
I
Lightning.
didn't finish Supergirl. I didn't finish the
And
series.
Zombie.
Somebody,
I finished Supergirl, yeah.
somebody
I finished
needs to
that
take
zombie.
Arrow out back and put it down.
I've never even watched Arrow.
It's.
Arrow-
I finally stopped. It was bad. It's just bad.
And it doesn't have to be. They have all these cool ideas. Like, they introduced Ragman, and I was like, holy shit, you introduced Ragman?
And
This-
nobody else. You and nobody else was like, holy shit,
Yeah,
they
what's-
introduced
what's
I was
Ragman.
interested.
Ragman?
I like Ragman.
Ragman,
Yeah,
because
he's
Ragman is
rags.
like a
Man
Jewish
with
superhero.
rags.
It's kind of
It's
badass.
just made like of
I
cut
like-
rags or something.
he
Yeah.
sins. He
Yeah, like
gets people who sin.
Like,
and
he finds
captures
people that
them
have
inside his
sinned
rags.
and absorbs their souls onto his, like, costume.
Wow, I love
and they
Ghost
become
Rider.
part of his...
I like Ghost Rider too, but I'm not a 13-year-old boy anymore. Flames and chains and
It's about
motorcycles don't
rags
do it
now.
for me.
This guy's got rags.
He's grown up now. He's the grown-up Ghost Rider.
So,
He drives an SUV.
He has to shuttle his kids to the soccer
But
practice.
it's self-flame.
no, he's Jewish. He drives a Volvo. They're sensible, they're practical, reasonably priced.
Soccer
So
dad.
it's, yeah.
Oy vey, fighting superheroes.
Yeah, that's the fun part.
Ugh.
Anyway, so I'm looking forward to Ant-Man. The last thing before we get into the individual stuff, unless anybody else has some, Luke Cage. Did anybody watch it?
No.
Just me?
No, I watch good show.
I haven't gotten it up yet.
Okay.
I
I didn't ask you about that. I asked if you watched Luke Cage.
I
Is
haven't
it good?
gotten it up. What even is that?
I haven't gotten it up yet. Is what you
I
said.
haven't caught up with it yet. No,
watched a
I'm not
clip.
caught up yet.
I watched a clip with him and Iron Fist.
That was cool.
Not fighting.
They
no,
do-
I watched them talking.
I was bummed that
And
it's
I
only
liked
one
it.
episode, but they do one
Oh,
episode that is Power Man and Iron
There's,
Fist.
it's supposed to be the Iron Fist everybody wanted from the.
And it absolutely is.
Is it really?
It absolutely is.
Ah,
He's wisecracking and fun, and like he's very much how he is in the comic books. It's
Awesome.
fucking great.
I mean,
Check it out.
he's still an okay at best actor, but yeah.
Yes. So, yeah. No, but as a whole, that was one of my favorite episodes of the season. The bad guy Bushmaster is really good.
That's what they called me in high school.
No, they didn't.
no.
I was
Not even a little.
half talking in a Jamaican accent for like a week after I watched it.
Oh, is Bushmaster Jamaican?
Bushmaster Jamaican.
Oh,
And-
Irie.
Airi and Wagwan. So, I was
Yuri.
saying Wagwan for like days. I was just like, what a brilliant! I love that. That's so cool.
I bet Jen loved it too.
Yeah, she was really digging it.
Dreadlocks hang down me back like Rapunzel.
So they
There's
have.
a line directly from the show.
I watched a lot of it with subtitles because Jen always has subtitles on for everything.
Ah,
I ended
sorry,
up
I hate
needing
that.
them. I needed them.
Oh, I'm half deaf. I love
Because,
subtitles.
well, and here's the thing: the subtitles didn't match up to it. Like, it would say "I," he says "me." So and they're doing that all fucking over the place.
So
Yeah,
it's
it was-
translated.
It was great. Yeah, it was basically like translated. Like he's saying, "Me brethren, come to me homeland. It's me birthright." And it's like, and then down there it says, "My friends came to my home. It was my birthright." It's like you're like, okay, sure. So yeah, it's really good. Bushmaster's badass. Better fight scenes, much better acting from Mike Coulter. He has
Oh,
to
yeah?
do another emotional thing,
Is
and
it
he
good?
actually pulls it off.
does he ever wear a full suit?
at the very, very end for a very good reason.
Because when he wears like those nice suits in a girls trip, oh my god.
There's a and it's kind of a
Fancy girls trip.
What?
girls trip's good. It's
Michael
really fun.
Coulter Mike Coulter, not Michael Coulter.
He you call him by his Christian name. You go ahead and
beautiful. Oh my god.
He's a good looking man.
Yeah.
He's a good looking man in this. Although now I have become painfully aware of a mole on this part of his head. Just because you see his beautiful bald head through the entire show. And it's completely perfect except for one little blemish right there. And it is a mole, and it is a big one. And for a while I thought maybe you could pop it because it wasn't a mole. Maybe it was something else that you could get rid of. But no, it's there.
It's like Marilyn Monroe's mole. It's what makes him special.
It's the imperfections.
Luke Cage, you might want to check that thing out. You may have the melanoma.
That would have been fun.
I've hit Mexicans. I've hit Jews. I've hit Jamaicans. Who can
Physically,
I get
with
next?
his fists,
Yeah.
he's doing it right now.
Yeah.
We keep telling him, stop. Why are you so racist?
And I say, Jew isn't a race; it's a religion.
Technically, it's both.
I know. It is.
That confused the fuck out of me when I was a kid. When they'd be like, "Oh, she was born Jewish," and I'm like, "Time out! You can do that? You can just be born a religion? That's insane."
You don't have to get
And then,
baptized.
I think that we should
No,
at
you
some
do have
point
to get your dick cut off.
we should call one of those either the
That is
race
what
or the
happened.
religion. Like I think we should call the race Hebrew and the religion Judaism and stuff. I think
Technically, yes.
Yeah.
That is how it is.
yeah. So I think that would be more clear. But anyway, any other big stuff that anybody? By the way, Luke Cage, I liked not as much as the first season. Although the first season was really, really good, and then not so great in the second half. This one is in between the first and the second half, but it stays there the whole time. So that's nice. It's never as bad as the second half of season one,
Good,
but it's also never as good as the
It's
first
an
half of season one.
acceptable show.
It's a good show. It's
like
better than
the-
Arrow. It's better than Flash.
Okay.
It's better than...
I do like they've done like 8 seasons of Marvel shows on Netflix, and they still haven't really figured out how to do it right.
I know. I've been I've kind of stopped watching it. I haven't finished one since it was probably Iron Fist. I finished Iron
Well,
Fist.
that's the one that
So here's the thing. I'm hearing rumors about... Daredevil, the next Daredevil.
I'm excited for that.
That it's going to focus on his family, and I'm noticing
I'm less
Jessica
excited
Jones
now.
season 2, Luke Cage season 2, and Daredevil season 3 might all be focusing on their family members. Luke Cage season 2 focuses on his dad. His dad's a character throughout the whole thing.
So that's going to be the next.
season
Defenders
1 had
as
his
far as
brother.
family.
I don't know about that, but season 1 he talks about his mom, but she's not actually there. It's all in flashbacks.
Well, his brother.
And it's his brother's the bad guy. So this one, his dad, that preacher,
Yeah.
is there. He's kind of reformed, and they have to mend their relationship. That's part of the arc of the show. And then, of course, Jessica Jones had to deal with her mom.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like Daredevil's going to have to deal with his mom in season 3.
And Bullseye and Wilson.
So this season brought to you by Focus on the Family.
A little bit. It seems like there's a common thread of family in all the.
Yeah, I hear in season 2 of Punisher he's gonna hang out with his kids a lot.
Season 1, he hung out with his wife
flashback.
a lot. Kept going on that. Kept coming home to his wife every time, and so yeah.
I didn't even watch any of that.
Punisher.
I need to watch
Punisher's
it. I've
one
heard
of the
it's
best.
It's one of the characters I have no interest in. I've
Yeah,
never
that
liked
makes
the
sense.
He's
Punisher.
along the lines of the Ghost Rider milieu of the.
I like
what's
the Jane
badass?
Thomas version. That was great.
They actually did a team
Don't
up
you
once
want
of Punisher, Ghost Rider, and Wolverine
Yeah.
for just a one book,
Sounds like a-
Wow, this sounds
and they
like
go
was
to
this
hell
in the 90s?
and kill the
Yeah.
devil's son.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it's badass.
And then Lobo showed up for some
Yeah,
reason.
no,
Every 13-year-old
No, but,
boy
like,
somehow
seriously,
came through.
Directed by
every
Michael
13-year-old's
Bay.
hard
But,
on
like,
the story of
exactly.
3 badasses
They
go
went
to
to the
hell,
comic book shop
find
and
the
just-
devil's son, and beat the shit out of him.
They just touched the comic book, and all immediately came right there.
It was pretty badass.
Well, what's his name?
John Romita's the artist too.
Punisher's
Oh.
Punisher is Ghost Rider in the future right now.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider. Space Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider in
Space Ghost Rider, Ghost
Oh,
Rider.
what if he had like an X-wing that was all flamed out because flames work in space?
They do in Star Wars. They do
Yeah, Star Wars they do. And,
So everything works.
until
in
they
space.
don't.
yeah. Did anybody else see that the tweet from Mark Hamill Somebody asked Mark Hamill on a tweet if lightsabers could cut through Captain America's shield.
I saw that.
And he said, in the Marvel Universe, no, but in the Star Wars universe, one, Luke wouldn't fight another good guy. But if he had to, yes, he could, and yes, he would cut up the shield. Chris Evans responded and was like, foolish. Now I have tons of little vibranium ninja stars. It's like, I thought that was really cool. Just that they, like, Chris Evans is following Mark Hamill and, like, you know, polishing up his shit. I thought that was fun. So.
Alright.
Just me? Okay.
You're discovering Twitter.
You're right, I don't go on Twitter a lot. I mean, so here's the thing.
This
Did you see
happens
that?
all the time.
I saw that
This is
on
why I don't
Facebook.
talk about Twitter.
Just
I don't
follow
understand it,
celebrities.
but
They
I
talk
just let
to
it
each other a
go.
lot.
Yeah, see, and
They
that's
do that.
and I don't. Yeah.
Mark Hamill and Chris Evans have beards every Saturday.
Wow. And see, I don't.
Those two are pretty active.
I don't
too,
see
on
stuff they
Twitter.
do on Twitter until it shows up on Facebook. It's like how if you're on Reddit, you're seeing stuff like 5 days before the rest of the internet. So yeah. Anyway,
You're not as old as me. Why do you sound older? Look, I just admit I don't understand any of it. I just admit it. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I let it be.
see, lately though,
The kids have their thing.
No, with NBA free agency, I've been following Twitter a bunch, and then with Marvel stuff. So
Cool.
anyway, any other big
Sure, Dad.
nerd stuff
Jurassic World. I'm going to talk about
that it sucked?
Oh.
Fallen Kingdom.
Oh
I
wait,
enjoyed it.
I'm seeing that.
I
today.
enjoyed it, but
Oh,
it really tanked.
Oh, you haven't seen it yet?
Yeah.
I just
So-
remembered I got everything spoiled for me. So it's fine.
Yeah.
That's your thing.
It's-
That's your judgment on it. You say it sucked even though you liked it. because
Well,
it
a
didn't do
lot of
well.
people say it sucked. I liked it for being the piece of crap, in the
Yeah.
same way that I like Fast and Furious.
No,
I thought it was a
Okay.
better
but-
movie overall than the last one.
I want to talk about something here. A lot of people are like, "Oh, it's like Fast and Furious with dinosaurs."
It's not.
Here's
That's
the thing.
exactly how I said it. Yeah.
Here's the thing.
It is, but okay.
There is a certain level of artistry that goes into making a Fast and Furious movie a Fast and Furious movie, and nobody has been able to replicate it. And I highly
This
doubt
doesn't.
They
I
weren't even
highly
able to
doubt
replicate it in the first two movies. So
How
So
dare
now-
you? Too Fast, Too Furious is
they
the
didn't
fucking
even
best.
become
well,
quote unquote
and-
the
yeah.
Fast and the Furious genre until what, 3?
6.
4.
4, yeah.
Well, 4 is when they came back with Fast and Furious, which is
Yeah.
the coolest title in the whole series, which is ironic because it's the shittiest movie.
The fourth?
Fourth is so boring.
More than the second?
Too Fast, Too Furious is my favorite. Too Fast,
boy.
Too Furious.
Worst.
Oh, when Tyrese is like, "We hungry." Oh,
Yes.
it's so
It
good.
does that. But it doesn't
When
have Vin
he and
Diesel. It doesn't have The Rock. It doesn't
Paul
have.
Walker fight in the dust for what seems like 4 hours.
Yeah.
So,
No, this movie. Fallen Kingdom isn't reaching like Fate of the Furious levels of stupidness or silliness,
okay,
but it is
It's
reaching
very
like
silly.
it's on its way there though.
let's not
Where
call it
there's-
stupid.
So like there are at least 3 or 4 scenes where the T-Rex shows up, saves the day, and then poses for
It just does a rah.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
like
is it the
But
same
that's
pose
the
that he
MO
always
of the
Yeah.
T-Rex from the first.
I think episodes twice.
They didn't save the day. He didn't save the day
he
in the
does it
first
once
movie.
in the first movie.
He came in, wrecked shit, stood, roared while the banner fell. That's what he does.
The
That's
fir-
what
well,
T-Rexes do.
but that was at the very
it's
end.
encoded
but
in their
he
DNA.
he was also the bad guy of the movie up until then. He was scaring everybody.
T-Rex really didn't do much other than show up to do that.
In
twice.
this one, he just
Yeah.
shows up to save the day and pose.
It's
Like in
He
Jurassic World.
scares no one.
Well, he got a taste of being a hero in the last one, and
Yeah.
you know,
No, in the last one they did it, what, twice? Once, twice?
No, he
Just
only
no,
shows
once.
up at the very end of
Yeah, in
Jurassic World.
Dominus Rex, he shows up to kill him. In this one,
Which is
every
dumb.
time he shows up, it's just to save the day and pose. And it happens 3 or 4 times.
I thought it just
Where
happened
they're like,
twice.
oh, I'm trying to
The
count.
beginning and at the end.
Oh,
The
no,
right
there's
after
the middle
ball,
one.
And then the one at the
Oh,
very
so-
that's all Blue does. But I don't hear you bitching about that.
Yeah, that was a problem too, though.
What's his bl-
I thought, I mean, Blue, they're like, oh, but she's smarter, that's how it makes sense. It still doesn't totally make it's, yeah.
Okay. In
Who's a better character than Chris Pratt's character?
what? In
I
there,
prefer
like,
him to Chris Pratt's character in that.
like a big
Blue
part
is
of
a
this
girl.
movie. A big part of
Did I
this
say
movie.
him?
They're all
is
female.
like,
Yeah.
All the dinosaurs are females.
Isn't a big part of this movie? Well, and well, they talk about in the first one how because they
But
have
life finds a way.
the rainforest frog DNA
Yeah.
that can switch.
Well, right, but
Yeah.
that was after time had
Those are
passed.
dinos that have transitioned, though. That's different.
That was after time had passed. In this one, they fixed that. They quote unquote fixed that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. A big part of this movie, correct me if I'm wrong, is
You are.
we need to save the dinosaurs.
That's only the first.
We can't let the
it's
dinosaurs
the end
die.
too.
It's the
It's
first
a
half.
theme.
Here's the thing.
You're right.
Let them
It's
die.
a theme.
Dinosaurs are not an endangered species.
This-
They're an extinct species that you brought back. Just
is-
let them die. And also, there's another fucking island full of dinosaurs.
Okay, Dr.
This
Ian Malcolm, but if you realize
Jeff
we don't
Goldblum's
talk
point for the
about
whole
Isla
movie.
Sorna.
Good!
We don't talk about Isla Sorna. Wait, Isla Sorna?
Yeah.
Nublar. No,
Sorna.
Nublar.
Nublar is
Sorna's
the main one.
Yeah. We don't talk about that because it feels like it was sort of picked up before that. Like before the first one. There was Jurassic Park 1, nothing, and then these new movies.
I would say also the end is sort of they should they're like no for humans we got to keep them in here, but that's just
The
that's-
little girl is a monster.
I
We all
would've
agree on
done
Well,
that.
if they're
I
like
would've-
me or
I
whatever.
would've done the
My
same thing.
solution is just
I would've
leave
done
She
it.
should go to jail.
There's like
I would have
two.
done it.
She should get eaten by a T-Rex.
There's like 2 or 3 carnivorous ones in there that are actual predators. Let the other ones go. They're just gonna roam around the
Cause proper
whatever
damage
the
and eat
coast
plants.
and
I
eat
mean,
their
yeah.
trees.
Yeah.
Well, remember in Jurassic World when they got out, they were all carnivorous. They were all attacking people.
Again, we've erased
Which is
Jurassic
why-
World.
That's the worst.
Jurassic World,
Jurassic Park 2
Oh
and 3.
no,
Lost
yeah,
World
okay, that
3.
was the okay.
which
Yeah.
is dumb because 3 is the best one.
It is the third best Jurassic Park movie.
It's better than 2.
It's better than both.
It's better than
World.
2.
It's better
To
than
be
both
fair-
the worlds.
So 2, I read the book of 2 before the movie came out, and when I saw the movies coming out, I was like, with what? The book had like 2 chapters of action, and the rest was all theory. Like most of the Lost World book is them
A lot of Michael Crichton is like
talking about the theory of dinosaurs.
Like,
and what's
you
stuff-
wouldn't have had
That's
a
a lot of
movie-
the Jurassic Park book.
like
you wouldn't have had a movie of Sphere or
Serious.
the
Westworld.
Andromeda Strain if you went by the book.
Yeah. So but and then the whole thing where they're like, and let's take it back to San Diego. Why? That's like San Diego feels like where you would go if you couldn't afford New York.
yeah, where?
Or
Okay.
LA, or any city that anybody would recognize if a dinosaur was destroying it.
And I guess I've never been clear. Where are the islands?
I don't know, the zoo.
They in the
Costa Rica.
Pacific Ocean?
No.
Where's...
Well, that's another problem because
They
there's
had to
no
go through
way
the Panama Canal to get
they
to San
could have
Diego.
gotten.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Would you
couldn't.
take it to Miami?
They couldn't have gotten
Can't
there
afford, man.
to where from.
Galveston? No.
There's a whole lot of area in the middle of the
Yeah.
country that nobody's using, so
Serious.
Take it to
took them to
Mexico
Oregon.
City.
put the dinosaurs there.
They were in Auric. There's a sign in the movie that says Auric.
Oh.
Well,
So yeah, this
Multiple
new one.
miles
and
to
the
The
Auric.
new one happens like basically like here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's everything now happens in Northern California.
Humboldt County.
So
yeah, but
They're
there's
getting
also
high.
no way they could get
gonna-
there that fast. As fast as they got.
The
Serious.
next is them stone.
let the dinosaurs out.
Whoa, dude! I just saw a raptor.
Whoa, they're just like me.
It's all moot though because that one got out. The big one in the water got out at the very beginning of the movie.
The megalodon.
Yeah,
The giant-
the
it's not a
mosasaurus.
megalodon. It's something bigger.
It's a mosasaurus.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a Moses.
And I know that because that goddamn shitty kid from Iron Man 3 said it 1,000 times in Jurassic
Oh
World.
god, that movie sucks.
The Mosasaurus!
These kids were terrible.
Ugh.
Which is
They're
funny
the
because that
worst.
kid is getting rumored as being up for every single part now.
Shazam!
He's one of the kids. I mean,
Yeah.
how many kids? Well, Shazam's already. Although
He's,
they're
no, he's
cast.
gonna play
We're
adult
good.
Shazam. Fuck Zachary
Turns
Levi.
out he's more ripped than Zachary
We're
Levi.
replacing
Ooh,
Zachary.
somebody's
Is
more
that who
ripped
they
than
chose?
Chuck? What a fucking shot.
Is that who they finally chose for Shazam?
Yeah,
You haven't seen this?
No, they've been
The,
like
the
filming
film,
it for a
it's
while.
finished.
I'm
They
on-
finished filming?
I'm on flame wars with people on Facebook where I'm like, he's wrong. He's wrong for this.
Oh, you don't?
He's just wrong. Because
Why would you
and
be
because
flame
he's
wars?
not big enough.
You're one
and
of
they,
those.
they clearly
Yeah,
put,
he
there's a
is.
costume of him out there that they clearly have him wearing padding and shit to make him look bigger. And then he was like, no.
Yeah, but they even
I worked out, and he put up a bunch of pictures of himself shirtless. And I'm like, and you look great, good for you. Still not big enough to be Shazam.
I mean, in all fairness, they also pad like Henry Cavill's suit, and he's a monster.
What?
They pad everyone.
They
pad
enormous.
everyone,
Yeah, he is enormous, but there's still pads there. They pad everyone's
You
suit.
just ruined Ben's reality.
I'm sorry. If it makes you feel better, he's still really fucking big.
Yeah.
The scene in the Mission Impossible trailer when he's just like,
It's fun.
That's the only reason I want to see that movie.
For the bathroom scene.
Him
They're
beating
like,
up
oh,
Tom
It's
Cruise in the
gonna,
bathroom.
it's gonna be the best bathroom scene
I wanna
since
see
the
it for the
beginning of
mustache.
Casino Royale. The $25 million mustache.
So I want to see it for the mustache.
Hell yeah.
That's a pricey little mustache. So, all right. Are we good with general stuff, or are we ready to go
That
for
was
our...
just general.
That was general.
That was
What's the
general
next?
stuff.
I got heated.
General
about Jurassic
General stuff is
What's
your
ungeneral?
one personal. We all have one personal story that
Oh,
we
we
want to...
do?
Yeah. Or was Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom your...
No, I
Oh,
think
no,
Velva's
I
was
I don't
gonna
even
be
think
DC
she's the one that
universe.
brought it up.
Personal.
She
Mine
was-
was the DC thing, but we can talk
Okay.
about other shit.
Okay. Or are we ready to move to the personal stories now?
Yeah.
Like about
Sure.
our lives? Or
Yeah.
just anything.
Or no, just like
Oh,
your one,
okay.
like pick one thing from
I've just
geekdom.
been having a really hard time lately, and I just thought that you guys will be here for me.
See, I think we should be allowed to do that though. Like, I mean, you know, Ken's kidding, but at the same time,
No, we're men in Velma.
Okay, wow, ouch.
okay, that was almost one of the names that was considered.
Okay, wait one second. While we're on this, I
Not
thought
Ben and Velma.
my idea. I had an idea. Three men and a lady.
Yeah,
It's like considered just because you said
Ben
it.
already said, didn't
There
Ben
was
say
three
that
men
one?
and a
Did
lady.
you already say that?
That was one of the ones I put
Oh,
out
if
there.
it makes you feel better, I didn't read that. I
You
thought
didn't
that.
actually post any either. so-
Three men and a
that's
lady,
true.
and then three guys, a girl, and a podcast instead of two guys, a girl, and a pizza place.
Maybe we
yeah.
can get Ryan Reynolds on. He
We all
loves
got
that
that.
show.
Yeah. So
And,
there's a couple thrown
and
out.
the other guy.
Nathan Fillion.
Was that Nathan Fillion?
Nathan Fillion was in the show. I don't think
He was not the other guy.
He wasn't
No.
the other guy.
The
but
other
he
guy
in the
was-
show. And the girl
He's
was
in other stuff now, but I can't think of it.
And the girl was Natalie
Anyway.
from.
See, he reminds me of that Brian
Yes, he was.
Dunkelman guy who was the other host of American Idol.
Hell yeah.
And it's like Ryan Seacrest went on to like dominate the world of hosting,
Mm-hmm.
and the other guy went on to like have a guest role on the
My Name is Earl.
8th season of Friends.
He was on My Name Is Earl
Oh, there you go.
as Brian Dunkelman.
Oh wow.
Hosting. I think he hosted like when cops came to their town. He hosted something.
So on
It
Friends,
wasn't the cops.
he's the guy. Chandler tries to buy an engagement ring, and somebody like snakes it and buys it out in front of him. So then he has to go to that guy's
Mm-hmm.
like engagement dinner and like get the ring from him before he can propose.
Mm-hmm.
That guy is Brian Dunkelman.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
There you
wow.
go. So
Good for him.
right, yeah.
Getting work.
Look
Yeah.
at Brian Dunkelman.
Working hard. Okay, who wants to go? Whatever
All right.
are we going in?
Whoever wants to go first. Who wants to go first? Does anybody have a story that they want to talk about?
I've got something I can talk about.
Okay.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I got a story.
Are you reading Tom King's Batman?
No,
Okay.
Oh,
I'm just
yeah.
gonna
I'm
spoil
not
it.
reading.
Do you
any
care
comic
whether
books
it's
right
spoiled or not?
now.
Okay, so
Spoil it.
DC spoiled New York, or DC
I heard about
spoiled
this.
Batman 50 through New York Times.
I just
and-
read their reason why they did it.
Yeah,
I just
and
saw that they did it.
and Bruce and Selena leaves him at the altar. And it doesn't go through, and it's shitty. And then at the end, we find out that Bane, the Lady Gotham,
Bane.
what's her name?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, I think
yeah.
it's
Gotham
just
Girl.
Gotham
Gotham
Girl.
Girl.
Like Bane, Gotham Girl, a bunch of other villains, Flashpoint Batman.
Gotham
like,
Girl
Gotham
is
Girl's
Gotham
not a
Girl a
villain.
villain?
No,
No.
but neither is Flashpoint Batman.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Like Flashpoint Batman, Gotham
Wait.
Girl, Bane, all these people
What?
work together to.
Time out. Flashpoint Batman.
Yes.
Thomas Wayne is now part of the regular continuity.
I get, yeah.
Wait, what are they doing?
What the fuck?
They're working
no,
they
together.
worked-
This
they
happened
worked-
with Doomsday.
they
Didn't
worked-
something happen with Doomsday, and that was why, like,
Is this why there's now 3 Jokers and all that shit?
Dr. Manhattan merged a bunch of shit or
Doomsday's
some
still
shit?
going. Yeah, the rebirth happened, which brought in the old universe pre-New 52 with the New 52. That's it.
Okay.
And then there's also, yeah, some Watchmen stuff going on.
Exhausting.
So there's Watchmen stuff, but that shouldn't have. No, those timelines.
So
didn't
why does
merge.
Thomas Wayne?
Oh,
Why is
I
Thomas
don't
Wayne
have-
alive?
I didn't know.
Well, no, yeah, because in the last time we saw him, he was getting erased from reality because of Rebirth. In the Rebirth
Okay.
issue, his reality got removed. Like they thought it disappeared when Flash fixed everything.
If he's
but
there,
he
wouldn't
didn't.
Batman Bruce Wayne be quite excited to see his father, who's
Yeah, but what's
Well,
the
but
end of the
not-
story?
yeah, you didn't let him finish.
Okay, go
It's
ahead.
that they
Go ahead.
worked to...
ruining
So-
his wedding? Gotcha.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, no, yeah.
was
It's, so
anticlimactic.
I've got like a picture. It's a scan of the last page, and it's
my
you.
gosh.
You've got
What?
Bane, Gotham Girl, Riddler, Hugo Strange, Flashpoint Batman, all these villains, and they manipulated Catwoman to leave him at the altar, And then Bane says the bat is broken, and that's the end of the issue. And they're all standing there together.
Hugo Strange, Ventriloquist, Thomas Wayne, Gotham Girl, Bane, the pirate, the psycho pirate, Joker, and Riddler.
Oh, was Joker there?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see Joker.
They were together. They were
warring!
Make any sense? They were warring in the previous storyline that was from the past.
And
I don't think any of this makes sense.
It doesn't make
guys.
sense.
people are...
And is this blonde woman supposed to be Catwoman?
It's Holly something. I don't know. It says...
Oh yeah, that's her. That's just Catwoman's friend, Holly, who's a
Juno Temple.
sex worker who's her
Okay.
friend.
Oh, who's supposed to... Okay. Who from Batman Year 1 is like a little girl and is now an adult.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also she wasn't...
so.
Oh, no, it's Catwoman who wasn't a prostitute in Batman Year 1, because our heroes can't be prostitutes.
Okay. All right.
Not anymore.
But I that doesn't make all the sense. But the writer's pissed about it.
That it got
Apparently,
spoiled?
yeah.
He's pissed that it got spoiled. He still wrote the shit.
Well, I
don't
wonder
know.
because he's a really good writer. He did he's the one who did Vision and stuff. So,
I found a lot of people not happy with his...
but it also might be based. He was like told you have to do this based on because DC has this rule of
What
you
everything
can't
else
get
is
married.
doing, yeah.
I've also seen a lot of people canceling the pre-orders of the Catwoman series.
Oof.
So that's dead on arrival.
Yeah, they did, but they explain it because they're like, yeah, our basically here we go. Let's see, read what it says. Here we go. DCA sales strongly advocated getting the news out ahead of the OSD so that the moment of realization did not occur hours before events began. We even did our level best to try and spoil it here on this page over and over again, and failed. So they've been trying to spoil it, and they've been failing at it.
Wow.
And so they just told everyone what it was.
Huh.
Well, I'm glad I bought all 49 variant covers of The Wedding.
My gosh.
And he's...
It was just to get
he
it.
spent
So,
half his
It was a cash
run
grab, yeah.
working up to The Wedding.
yeah, it was basically they're like, we'll get more if we tell you now rather than reveal
Say
it
what you
right
want about the
before
90s,
it's
but in the
out.
But I
90s, when they killed Superman, they killed Superman. They put him in a fucking coffin. I mean, he came back.
For like 2
but
years,
they killed
maybe,
him.
like-
But they actually went through and killed him.
Yeah.
And when they broke Batman's back, they broke his fucking back. They drew him in a wheelchair, and it was...
Bring back Jean-Paul Valley.
Isn't he? I thought he was in the... He's in some of the later ones.
He's in
Azrael.
Arkham City.
Yeah. So... No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
In the game?
Yeah.
Azrael's in it, but it's not John Paul Valley.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
It's after John Paul Valley. There's another character.
Tim Drake.
Blanking on his name. No, it's and the reason that I know it's not John Paul Valley in the game is that it's a black guy. And
In the game?
Yeah, in the game and in the comic book. So.
Cool.
No one been talking about race.
That's what we should have renamed Die Hard.
Probably, but not in a
Or
good.
the search for Noah's dad. Or something.
Noah and Ben talk about race, but not in a good way.
Here's the thing about Taiwanese people.
No.
Okay, no, all right.
it's
So,
not. Can we?
Ben, what's your
Why?
story, Ben?
Okay, mine, and this is, as some people who have listened in the past know, I'm a big Disneyland nut. Disneyland is doing it. So here's the thing.
Can I check out for this?
Sure.
I'm
You want to.
checking out.
But here's the thing. So Disneyland is making a lot of changes lately. I'm noticing, and it's way more than in the past. Like, in the past 12 years, there's been one major addition to the Disneyland area, and that was when they built the Cars Land from the Cars movies.
Fuck yeah.
Which is really cool and has one of the best rides in the park.
Do you get to drive Lightning McQueen?
Yes, you do.
You don't get to drive. You told me you don't get to
Okay,
drive
you don't
anything.
get to steer.
Does Owen Wilson
There is a-
sit in the seat next to you and go, ka-chow?
No, but he's on the ride. So so you're in a car.
Every time.
You're in a car from Cars, and you go through Cars Land. You drive through Radiator Springs, and then at the end, you actually go on a race against another car full of guests from the park. And it's you're in like a nondescript
But
car.
it's a preset race.
And it's a
You
preset
don't
race.
drive.
Yeah,
the
you
car
don't
drives itself, and they choose which one wins.
If one of the cars on the ride breaks down, does a guy driving a tomato thing come out and tow you away?
No, that would be cool. There is
No, the Disney cover-up team runs out and hides it all and
That.
makes sure
That's what happens.
and uses their little flash in your face and is like, "No, you had a nice time."
Yeah.
Pew!
just like if you have a heart attack, they helicopter you off the property, make sure that if you die, you didn't die at Disneyland because no one dies at fucking Disneyland. and they have feral cats to catch mice at night.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wait a second, what catches the feral cats?
They've
The
trained them.
Velociraptors.
The
Disney
Velociraptors,
Velociraptor.
who have the
yeah.
head of Walt Disney. They put Walt's body on a Velociraptor's. Walt's head on Velociraptor's body, and he roams the park at night killing feral cats.
While we're at
So-
Velociraptors real quickly, can
Yeah.
I say something from Jurassic World
Sure.
that I've heard?
Yeah.
So I guess there's a part in the movie where they're showing how the Velociraptors are trained to kill people, and he picks up like a gun and points the laser at something.
Well, it's
and
not a Velociraptor.
That's-
It's
or the
a
dinosaur.
It's an Indoraptor.
It's
but
the
anyway.
Indoraptor. It's the new hybrid.
And so he
Yeah.
gets the laser pointer, he picks up a gun, points the laser at him, and then it goes kills him. Just
Yeah.
shoot him.
No, the point
Just
of-
shoot him. It's
No,
going to be
I-
way
yeah,
faster.
yeah, yeah.
I get it. I know. I get it.
The
There's
point
no
of that,
reason
though,
these...
is to show off that, like, look, with a laser pointer and a noise, I can have a raptor kill anybody.
Yeah, like theoretically, you could point it at like
And no
a
one would know
building,
it's you.
and the raptor would go
Like,
in the building.
Well, and if
You
you
just
could
send
point
a
it at
raptor
a
in the
foreign
wild.
head of
But
state.
what the fuck?
Yeah.
There's a raptor.
Yeah, and the
God,
idea...
I want to live in this world where like foreign leaders are being assassinated by raptor.
That's exactly the world that they were trying to make.
Fuck.
Well,
I
like,
hate
for-
it so much. It's so stupid, but
Oh,
I kind of love
and
it.
by the way,
Yeah,
the
I-
Russians get away with a whole bunch of dinosaurs, so they might be...
Oh, I bet they do.
For 5 movies now, we've been five movies. We've been promised weaponized dinosaurs.
No, for
Yeah.
2 movies.
No, I'm just they didn't. That's what was
They
the
never
whole.
talked about that in the first one.
Yeah, they did, didn't they?
No.
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 Oh, Well, I
Because
thought
that
they
really
did it
came up
the-
in Jurassic World where they were training the raptors.
No, the whole debate in the first one was just, is this okay?
Yeah.
Are we playing
The first
God?
movie was like, is this
Okay.
okay and is it safe?
So for 2
Obviously
movies
it is
now-
not.
Yeah.
And then in the second one, it was like, hey, maybe could we have fixed the thing that happened in the first one? And no, we could not. And in the third one, it was just like, let's just go have fun with dinosaurs. What's up?
Yeah.
And then in Jurassic World, it was like,
I thought the military was sent in to, like, gather them or something. What's the?
no, they were killing
What's
them.
the doctor? What's the scientist always doing with his shit?
Alan Grant?
So this,
No.
the Asian guy I think you're talking about.
Oh,
so the
BD
Asian guy
Wong.
disappeared. BD Wong disappears for 2 and
Doctor
3.
Wu.
Yeah, he does.
He's
yeah,
not
he
in 2
shows
and 3.
back up in World.
He shows back up in World, which goes to your point that World probably exists in a universe where Jurassic Park 2 and 3 maybe even didn't happen.
Yeah, I think
So-
that I think I remember something along those lines that they
Yeah.
said that they were trying
That's
to
it,
do.
I
it.
think
like,
I've heard that, yeah.
That sounds borderline correct.
So you're saying we can bring Vince Vaughn back?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
I don't think we should, but yeah. So BD Wong is the genius behind the first dinosaurs, the hybrid dinosaur, which is why he's in this third one to hybridize more dinosaurs. Although the Indoraptor seems like, yeah, we took Indominus Rex, which is a raptor and a T-Rex, and we added more raptor. It's like, oh, so now it's like 70-30 raptor?
It does
And
feel like
that's
they
the
forgot
brilliant
that the
Indominus Rex.
Indominus
is
Rex
already-
was part.
Which
raptor.
it's not.
Which-
If you look
wait,
at
that was
Indominus
the-
Rex,
well-
it's definitely got such a mimus in it, which is that dinosaur that comes through the pipe.
That just reminded me. That's like the big reveal in Jurassic World. They're like, what else is in it? It's like, dude, it's been really obvious for the last hour. It's raptors.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's yeah.
They didn't put the Mosasaurus in it.
They
But
should
it's
have,
got,
and then it would've-
but it had like cuttlefish and all this other shit that you're like, what?
Yeah,
So,
they just put
yeah.
in. They
you
found
need
a list
some
of
filler
cool
DNA.
animals and were like, let's put cool animals in this. It can probably also see a bunch of more colors because they put mantis shrimp eyes on it.
Also, it can punch really fucking hard.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that movie was weird. Anyway, so Disneyland is they're adding some new stuff. They're now like in the next 3 years they're adding a ton of new lands. So
Not just
Disneyland, they scrapped Pixar. Paradise Pier. It's now being redesigned as Pixar
Okay.
Pier. So that's just more of a redesign. That's not a whole new land. But
Paradise Pier.
Star Wars Land is coming
Say
next
this
year.
stuff.
Star Wars Land was supposed to be coming out in May of 2019. It has now been pushed back.
Star Wars Land was supposed to be for men. What happened?
No, I don't know.
They have to
I'm talking about
So-
Star Wars. Just
Yeah, they have to imagine it without the women and black people is what's happening.
They
Yeah.
just need to build
the
some.
fan group has gotten together to remake
Wouldn't that be
Disney
fucked up?
World.
Like
Disneyland
families go to
Park.
Star Wars Land and they just like randomly stop. Like stormtroopers randomly come up to black people and women. Hey, you! What are you doing here?
Get to the spice.
And the
Bomb.
only way they're safe is like, I'm with Finn, I'm with Ray, and they're like, all right, move along.
Well, you're not
4chan,
gonna be safe with Finn.
4chan finally got
Or
to
Ray.
them, and
Alright,
you
people
know.
Yeah.
were-
You gotta be like, I'm with Poe,
Okay.
who is also not white.
Yeah.
with the whitest of the guys.
Yeah.
So yeah.
More white rolls.
So Star Wars Land is coming out next year, possibly by the fall or even Christmas. The other cool things that are happening, they just in Florida did Toy Story Land, an entire area of the park built to look like Andy's room, and they actually have like
Creepy.
Andy's footprints on the ground, and there's little toy like
that.
all the buildings you see are made of
Andy's
toys.
giant.
I get to hang out in this little boy's room.
There's a lunchbox that is a cafe.
Just what nobody ever wanted.
So that's that, and then there's like a ride that is the Slinky Dog turned into a roller coaster and some other fun stuff.
Just go.
And then the other cool thing is,
Yeah, you just go in a spiral and that's it.
so later. So I'm actually going to Disneyland next month with Ken.
Whoa.
Not
And-
just with Ken.
Traitor!
Yep, Ben and Ken off to Disneyland, just the two of us.
Oh, yeah.
Ben and Ken go to Disneyland.
No, so they are
God, is it next
removing
month
Bugs
already?
Land. Yeah, it's like 6 weeks.
Oh,
They're
God
removing
damn it.
Bugs Land, which was a kiddie area of California Adventure, and the rumor is that is going to be a Marvel area, and they're gonna, which is now it's right next to the Guardians ride. So now the Guardians ride is going to be like incorporated as part of this.
Is that Guardians of the Galaxy? Break out!
Yeah,
Break out!
break out, break out. So yeah, it's
Breakout.
Guardians of the Galaxy Breakout. So it's then there's going to be like an Avengers mansion or some type of
Whoa, spooky.
thing where
Oh, is
So
Avengers
they have all
Mansion
these
replacing the Haunted Mansion?
No, that would be cool.
Oh, good.
So-
You don't do Eddie Murphy dirty like that.
I'm the Vision, I can go
They
through
said it
walls.
wasn't. It's not. Back
So here's the
after
thing,
the Eddie Murphy movie.
They can't do Marvel stuff in Disneyland anymore. They actually never could legally. They did, and Universal sued them. Back in the '90s, Universal actually signed a deal that any Marvel stuff they could do at their parks, because at that point Marvel was like, "We're never going to have a theme park. Who cares?" So they signed away the rights to like.
Marvel's
No, at that point, Marvel was like, please give us
Plus,
money.
they were broke.
We need
yeah.
to not go broke. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why in Universal Studios Florida, there's a Hulk ride, a Spider-Man ride, and a couple other things. So that's why, but the deal doesn't exist to parks that didn't exist at the time they signed the deal. So that's why California Adventure, Shanghai, and some of the stuff in Tokyo, they can have Marvel stuff. So hopefully we'll get, like, there's an Iron Man ride at the Shanghai Disneyland. Hopefully we can get that ride here in California. That would be cool. So anyway, that is my Disneyland.
I think in the Marvel universe, they had a mutant land where they're like try to terrify
Where you just
people
get
with
oppressed.
mutants.
Yeah.
And it's like it's like they show you people with powers and like look terrifying. Look at all their powers.
Yeah.
They could hurt you.
And they'll
Then
round them
those-
up and put them in cages.
Those weird Morlocks come out, like all the fucked up ones.
Yeah.
Ah, you can go through
Marrow.
walls.
So, like, I'm a garbage can mutant.
So anyway,
Is that all your lands? And
that was all
Disney?
my Disney stuff. Yeah, is that I'm excited about the new lands.
Because I never hear about this Disney things.
Most
See,
people don't.
So I hear about it a little bit, and then when we plan a trip,
You
Jen goes into
research.
my wife goes into overdrive watching Disney YouTube videos.
Whoa.
So like she is now completely addicted to a YouTube channel called Tim Tracker, which is a couple from Orlando that go to theme parks
There's-
every single day.
To follow Tim.
Why are they tracking Tim? Tim Drake, the best Robin?
I hope so, yeah. So, yeah, it's... And so we're watching a lot of Disney videos, we're watching a lot of stuff, so... She has just recently put together the plan for the entire morning of the trip to go on every single ride with less than a 10-minute wait on every single ride. So, yeah, it's intense.
Yeah, it looks exhausting. She sent us the itinerary the other day, and it's like 12:41. We're gonna ride this ride. 12:42. We're gonna go to get the fast pass for this next ride. 12:43. We're gonna ride that next ride. 12:44. And I'm like, but you talked about like churros or something. Don't you guys have time to eat those churros? I don't plan on eating them, but I need a fucking break. Like, no, we eat the
yeah.
churros on the run.
Yeah, you feed them on the run into
So
the
no,
line.
They were showing
she's
us the
planning
park,
the
and
morning.
like every 5 seconds they're like, and here's a churro stand, and here's a churro stand, and here's something else, and here's tacos, and here's this. I eat like once a day, maybe.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
no way that I'm eating all these fucking churros.
And you don't have to. I usually have, like, in the
Yeah,
course of a
that'll eat all
3-day
your
trip...
And then he said
I
the
might
most
have
disgusting thing I've ever heard in my life. He's like, No, they're really crispy on the outside, and it's like wet, gooey dough on the inside.
No,
That is not how a churro is supposed to be.
That's a good churro.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, a moist... Give me
You know who
a
has
moist...
the best churro in Chico
cake.
is Del Taco. Del Taco's churros
Fuck off.
taste just
Del
like...
Taco has the worst burgers.
Okay,
Yeah.
don't eat burgers at Del Taco.
If it's on the menu,
like saying-
it should be up to their standards.
That's like saying, you know who has the most terrible steak? IHOP.
No, they have the worst burgers.
Yeah.
IHOB.
God, when I saw that commercial that it's like, no, it's for burgers. I'm like, fuck you.
You could tell it was for burgers because everybody on Twitter was like, it's this, and they'd make a joke. It's this, and they'd make a joke.
Breakfast.
It's burgers. You'll just have to wait and see. That's what a parent says to a kid when a kid guesses the right thing.
Oh my gosh.
That's, yeah.
Why isn't it breakfast? It
I
should
got
be
all this
breakfast.
Christmas is right.
You just guessed when Christmas was. Yeah, Mommy, when's Christmas? Guess. It's December 25th. We'll just have to wait and see.
Ugh.
Oh my word.
Now try to guess where your daddy went.
He said cigarettes.
He's still getting milk.
We'll just have to wait and see.
It's weird because he said he was going to get cigarettes. That doesn't smoke.
I know. Sorry, no.
Are you always wrestling with Uncle Toby? You know, my childhood is a lot like Rorschach's childhood.
What the
The doctor who designed the test?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
That's where I went, and then I was like, no, he's
No.
probably not talking
I'm
about
sorry.
that.
Yeah, no.
I'm talking Watchmen, which I
Talking
finally
about
Which
watched.
is now
Mother's a
part of
sex
the-
worker.
What do you mean you finally watched?
Yes.
You hadn't seen the
I've
movie?
never seen. I just read the book. I finished reading it like 2 weeks ago, so I watched the movie.
Well, that's good that you read it before you watched it.
Yeah.
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 At least
Fucking awesome.
you did that right.
Yeah.
I mean, I did that too.
There's
Yeah.
I don't know. There's good stuff. I like.
Do you watch the Ultimate? Which
I watched the director's cut.
Okay, cool.
I've heard the director's cut is the best way because the Ultimate adds all the Tales
Oh,
of the
yeah.
Black Freighter stuff.
That's
which
bad.
seems,
They actually shot all that?
well, it's an animated.
It's
thing.
an animated.
They
Yeah.
he wanted to do
Well,
it
I mean,
live
it
action,
would
but
be
it would have
because
cost
he's
$20
reading
million
a-
more dollars.
Oh, that makes
He's
sense.
reading a comic book.
Yeah.
It's all in a comic book.
And Gerard Butler is the main.
Because the whole concept is that people don't care about reading comic books about superheroes because superheroes are real. So the most popular comic books at the time are pirate comic books.
Yes.
Yeah, I
And it's-
hated that comic book in that book.
Yeah, it's definitely something that works better in the comic. I can't see it translating as well to the movie.
Yeah.
I didn't even watch. I knew they released it separate, and I have the Bluray, and it's
like
on there.
It's like
but-
a half hour
yeah.
thing. It's like
I
it
haven't
makes the
watched
movie
it.
3.5 hours long.
Yeah.
Oof.
I was gonna say
I don't.
they
Don't need to do that.
I get why they changed it from the alien invasion.
Yeah.
And I think that works better. One thing I liked a lot better was
I don't like it.
You know,
But-
I liked him using Dr. Manhattan as the scapegoat instead of it just being like generic aliens are out there. Dr. Manhattan's the villain, and Dr. Manhattan already just wants to leave. So it's not
Yeah,
like
but
it's
then there's
affecting
still
him.
the impetus for, well, the U.S. created Dr. Manhattan.
That's
He's the
true.
problem. Everyone else just turns on the U.S. It doesn't eliminate the problem of we need a foreign, like a truly foreign enemy to actually create peace.
I guess. Well, he does. I mean,
I guess that it works in the movie, but
yeah, I mean, he hits the U.S. equally. Like he destroys New York. So
Well-
it's not like Dr. Manhattan spared the U.S.
no.
But they did still create him.
Well, he didn't hit anything. But yeah.
Yeah.
But the point is, in the real world, they would have been like, well, he was created in the U.S.
Yeah,
You know,
that's fair.
that's what I think anyway. But
Alright.
I think that was the time when movies were still afraid of doing aliens and magic because
We still kind of are.
yeah, I mean, but I think that Doctor Strange helped for the magic, but they're still like it's science.
Yeah.
Whereas Thor couldn't help.
Well,
because
no,
it
Doctor
was
Strange
terrible.
is just magic.
No, I know, but
In the Thor movies, they're like magic. Is
the
just
scientists are like, well, it's some form of science we don't understand yet.
Yeah.
Like they're always going to say that.
science. I mean, you can say that.
And then the Guardians of the Galaxy's movies sort of enfolded aliens into the mix, and so I think that stigma is lessening.
Yeah.
But I think you're right. They're still
I think
afraid
they
of
still,
them.
they still put some sort of wall there to say, don't look. It's still some sort of science. They want to make sure you.
Yeah.
Doctor
That's
Strange
something.
did explain in a sciencey way how magic works.
I'd say like
Yeah.
Wonder Woman
That
doesn't.
we're
Wonder
reaching
Woman
into
just
other
does
dimensions
magic.
and drawing
Yeah.
energy.
Like in that
and-
movie, there actually just is magic, and
Yeah.
you're just like, yep, they're gods.
Yeah.
Deal with it.
Okay.
So I think that one might have done.
I like that approach.
Yeah.
Just deal with it. It's fucking magic.
Well,
You
they-
like Harry Potter? Deal with it.
They wouldn't even say
Deal
it
with
for...
Deal with
but
it. That's
they
the
won't put it
motto
in
for Wonder
superhero
Woman.
movies.
Wonder Woman.
But people didn't like that at the end, at least.
What?
They were like, it's just a big bad they're fighting at the end.
Oh,
Like,
I
people
didn't
would
like
be
that
"It's
because
just a
it
giant
undermined
squid.
the whole character
It's
arc.
a giant squid? What the fuck? It's just a giant squid?
Oh, you're talking about Watchmen?
Yeah, you'd
Oh,
get
okay.
that
I
a
thought
lot,
you were
wouldn't you?
talking
Well, I was talking about when people didn't like that. A lot of people say the third act's bad. But
Well, I don't know, but if it was
No,
a
I think-
giant squid from another dimension or world, I think that's the... They would say it's just a
I
giant
think
squid.
a lot of people
but-
would just be like, what the fuck, this movie, just giant squid? What the fuck?
Yeah, we're this. Well, and also they'd have
I
to.
think we've all hit like a fatigue in terms of like movie monsters that we need to see something we haven't seen yet, and the problem is we keep seeing stuff like even stuff from Stranger Things looks reminiscent of other stuff. It doesn't scare me as much. Like for some reason,
I've
I'm
never
still
been scared in a movie, so I don't...
Yeah, I haven't been scared of
Maybe
movies.
you
since I
should
was
see a little movie called Hereditary. I don't know. Did you see
It's
it?
not that
no,
scary.
my
I
mother
didn't see
said
it.
she hated it. but-
I've heard it's just.
It's
It doesn't sound scary. It just
unsettling.
sounds just violent for the sake of.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
It's
thought it
just
was going to be
unsettling.
something about literally something in their blood or something, but apparently it's demon worship or something, devil worship or
Yeah,
something.
Yeah.
It's
But
a mixture of that, but I think they
There's a
wanna-
family element to it.
They also kind of want to give you the idea that it is like a DID or something, multiple personalities,
Oh,
and so they give you like hints that make it seem like that kind of thing.
interesting. I
Yeah,
haven't seen it.
I did. It was not a particularly good movie, but it was tense.
Who's trying to go see that Uncle Drew movie though?
Oh, I'll check it out.
Nobody.
What? Just
I
hang
thought
out.
I'll check it out.
So,
It's nice.
yeah.
Oh, somebody spilled like a full drink in there last night, and I was so angry because I was already like way behind.
That's
it
just
grape
like somebody
soda?
by
who would,
myself.
who would go see...
You motherfucker! Oh,
Wow.
oh, you went right. I thought, okay,
No,
no,
it wasn't me doing
I
it.
thought, yeah, okay. Wow, Ben, that's awful. I had a grape soda earlier. It was delicious.
Yeah, you did.
He was
I-
eating it when... And
I put down a grape soda and noodles on the table, and Ken said, "Wow, your life makes me sad."
to be fair, you put down a thing of noodles which looked plain,
It was garlic, olive oil, and vermicelli.
a half-drink grape soda, and you did all this in a shirt with no pants on.
I think I had pants on. But
And I said your life makes me sad. Even if you did have pants on, you brought it from your room, which implies that you were eating it in your room alone with no pants on.
that's how you eat.
It isn't.
It is. I'm not gonna sit at the
Isn't.
table.
Serious. I mean, they don't have a TV in here. I mean, yeah, I couldn't.
Sorry, Ben. We're sorry we're enlightened.
Yeah,
We
no,
need
that's what I'm saying. Like,
books.
but that's why I wouldn't eat in here. Like, if I was
Stacked because I finished.
if I
reading
ate
that
in here
order.
anyway, I would have to have like my tablet on the table. I have now come to the point where I have this handicap where I have to watch stuff while I eat. I
No, I
can't.
feel that.
Yeah,
I was watching YouTube while I was eating. Remember?
there you go.
I can talk to people while I eat.
All right,
That's
so
fun.
With your mouth open?
Yeah.
And there was a thing. It was like first look of Kristen Wiig as Cheetah in Wonder
Yeah,
Woman,
so-
and I was like, "Fuck yeah!" So I opened it, and it was just Kristen Wiig in a museum. I want to see her as a fucking cheetah because I don't know. I don't know how
That's-
that's gonna look good.
I'm intrigued at that, but at
I'm
the same time,
excited.
I feel like Kristen
She's just
casting her
gonna
as
be
the
a
villain.
birdie.
I
Is
feel
she
like
her
that's such.
mother?
It's a big gamble, but at the same time, I'm intrigued. I think it could work. I really like Kristen Wiig. I think she can do anything, but at the same time, I don't think we've seen her do anything like Cheetah. She's never played a role like Cheetah, which
She's usually pretty
it's,
slow.
it's well, no, yeah. No, but like in
Yeah,
terms of
Yes,
being
that's what he meant.
like Cheetah, as I've read her, is like playful and menacing and scary. And
She was scary in Mother.
Yep, that's what I was thinking. Oh,
Okay.
when she like walks through.
See,
and,
I
like,
haven't
shoots
seen
those
Mother
dudes.
yet, but
That was
Kristen
my
Wiig is in
favorite
Mother.
part.
And she's
She's
scary.
great.
you haven't
yeah.
seen Mother yet?
This is probably why they cast her. Then they all saw.
You want my
Mother.
poster?
Your poster?
I have a
of
mother post.
No, I think I would just rather watch the movie as
mean
opposed to looking
Mother!
at the poster. So, anyway, we are past our time that Noah said he needed to go.
Mommy.
So.
Okay, bye Noah.
Bye, everybody.
We'll finish up. We can finish up without you.
Well, no,
Get
I
out.
was gonna say we should probably.
Get out!
Oh, did we go back to recording?
Yeah, no,
I thought we were
when-
just gonna end it
no.
there.
When you said, "Oh, I'll just go ahead and tell you
We
this
have to
since we're
sign
not going
off.
to record," I went ahead and just recorded.
Oh,
So-
I think that's illegal.
that is illegal.
Probably.
Ben!
Yeah.
We have to say where you can go to our Patreon and our Twitters.
Oh yeah.
Wait,
So
do we
because this is going to be on our regular.
have we changed our Twitters and stuff yet, or did you change those and Facebook?
No, but I guess we can. So but as this comes out,
Yeah, we
we'll
don't
go
have
ahead
to
and
do
change it
that.
all. So we'll schedule this for a specific time to come out.
And it'll we'll fireworks it. And we'll do the whole shit.
And when it happens,
Firework!
And then all of a sudden,
Yes,
we'll
like
start
that.
doing social media for the accounts all the time. It'll
Yeah.
be great.
well, here's the thing.
We're gonna tweet Mark Hamill.
Earlier today, I
Yeah.
went ahead and set up a delete on all my other pages that I run. Geek Fource is going to be the only page that
Whoa.
I'm actually running that isn't just my regular Facebook page. So yeah, no, I think we can.
So we're gonna
plan
have an
to-
Instagram now.
Oh, let me
we
get some
take
shots for the
pics.
Insta.
Sure.
Is it an Insta story? Is that
No one
right?
can run
Is
the
that the right
Insta.
words?
Every shot, it's gonna be like this. It's just gonna be.
I never used Instagram. I have.
It's going to be Noah putting up pictures
I
about
can't hit the button.
Drake,
Christ.
putting up images about Drake albums and rapper beefs and Metal Gear Solid.
Drake's new album is trash.
Wow.
Apparently, I haven't listened to it.
Okay, I'd heard there was 5 or 6 good songs and then a whole lot of shit.
Well, it's yeah.
So-
Drake makes like 30-song albums,
Holy shit!
which is awful,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Does anybody actually buy whole albums anymore?
Really? Like vinyl?
No,
My brother works in.
I just mean whole.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
do you
there's-
go to iTunes and like purchase the whole album, or do you just go buy the song that you want?
Oh,
At this
no,
point, I don't
I
buy
buy
anything.
I buy
I pay
albums.
for Spotify, and I
Yeah.
just do everything that way.
I pay for YouTube Red, and I get the Google Music.
You pay for YouTube Red?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
No ads, and I get a
You're the
closed
one.
thing.
You
You're
get
the
to
one.
see
The
YouTube
one.
Red original movies
Oh,
with Jake
yeah.
Paul.
You guys want to watch Laser Team or Laser Team 2?
None of those shows have ever really looked
So
interesting.
we can watch Cobra Kai with you?
Oh, that
Hey,
one.
I
We've
like
all heard
Cobra
that's
Kai.
really good. Oh, so... How do you know? How have you seen it? You don't
They
have
had free
Red.
previews.
You
Oh,
get
did they?
free- Yeah, you get
Yeah.
free.
No, YouTube Red is so crap. They have to get free previews.
You
so
guys are
anybody
aw-
want to watch it?
The ability to
Yeah,
just
it's
close
really
a
bad.
video on my phone and keep playing in the background is worth $20.
That
I'm only
means
paying
nothing
10
to
for it.
me.
Close a video on your phone and have it keep playing in the background. Why
Just so
do
you
you
can
want to
hear
do
it.
that?
Because you can hear the audio.
Hear it?
Yeah.
Because he likes the ASMR videos.
I
He
like
listens
that.
to
I actually do listen to
kissing and
Yeah.
smacking
Oh my
and touching and.
I'm gonna change my bikini now.
I'm gonna
Is it a sandpaper bikini on a wooden chest?
now I'm gonna eat a messy peach.
I can eat a peach for hours.
Ow, I bit the pit.
Oh, I bit my tongue, but no, but in a sexy way. Ow.
Yeah. You like when
Okay,
my-
this ASMR's got to stop.
You like when my tongue bleeds? Yeah, fun.
You like the
I'm
sound
gonna move
of
my
it?
beaded curtains back and
All right,
forth.
so anyway, where are we sending people?
Yeah.
We're sending people to Patreon. So check out our Patreon. Please support us if you
It's gonna
can.
be.
Now, what is the Patreon going to be?
We're gonna
it's-
change it
it's-
to Geek Force.
You're gonna change to Geek Force.
Okay.
Geek Force.
With a U.
We should update that. There's a lot.
FOU.
There's a lot of
FOU.
info in there. Like
So,
that.
yeah.
All the information needs to probably be updated.
I'll
on our Patreon.
I'll update that too.
It's pretty awesome.
See, this is fun. This is a part of the podcast.
Do we
now
do
where you're hearing
Facebook?
our plans to do this.
We do
have a
multiple
Facebook.
Facebooks.
We'll change the name for that too. We'll have to come up with a new logo. And
Geek
all
Force
that.
here.
We can keep using Warriors though.
Twitter?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll keep using Warriors. So the Warriors page, the podcast page that we are on, but the actual like public facing Geek Wars page will be
There we go.
changed.
Is the logo
So-
on our Geek Warriors page, Warriors Come On Play?
No, it's
Make it so.
So the original Facebook page
You
is
have
still
to
the
delete it.
the green Star Wars ripoff.
It's called an homage.
The
No, it's a
logo
ripoff
on
and I
our
hate
Twitter
it.
is the one Velma came up with the
Oh,
green
the
writing
faces.
and then lots of symbols.
In MS Paint,
Yep.
which no longer exists.
And then the logo on
It's gone.
the logo on
Now we just have
Patreon
MS-13, and what are
is
we
the
gonna
green
do?
Star Wars ripoff. So we'll come up with a new one. We'll come up with a new thing, a new page, and we'll put all this on it. So and you guys will see all that. So thanks for listening.
Toodles.
Toodles. Bye bye.
Or do we all have a...
That's not for now.
We don't really. I mean, it's yeah. There's no. We should come up with a new
long.
sign up. If
Farewell.
you have an idea for a
These
sign off,
geeks will say goodbye.
yeah, put it on the Facebook page.
Saying goodbye.
These
Send it,
geeks
send
will
it to us
say
wherever you
goodbye.
found it. or you can email us at. Wow, should we have to come up with a new email?
Yeah.
We have to create a new one,
Well, yeah.
but then it'll be our patrons attached to that email.
Fuck.
We can change that probably. You can probably change stuff or add more emails.
Yeah, or send us. We're on Twitter. It's Geek Fource. Actually, well, shit, we don't know yet. We haven't even booked the name.
At Geek Fource.
Ben6.9Waddell at google.com.
We can do it now, I guess.
Did you check if any of these were available?
No, we didn't. We checked if none of these were available. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
We just did a
we'll
whole
put stuff up.
podcast.
You'll see it. But yeah, if you have an idea for a jingle or a whatever, a sign off, go ahead and send it to us. There will be links on the page that you found this on to send us that stuff. So
Unless God
until
forbid
then,
you found this on...
goodbye for now.
Yeah, I don't think Geek Force
Toodles?
exists.
Good night,
Toodles.
motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I'm keeping it.
Geek
smooches.
Force yourself onto other people.
Yeah!
Oh, don't
Yes!
no, don't do that, don't do that.
I'm so in!
No, this is gross.
No. Yeah. Just creating little Harvey Weinsteins all over the world.
Hashtag.
Be a Geek Force.
He's got a new accuser, by the way. He's going to go to jail for
Does
even
he
longer.
need a new accuser?
So he's just like, I throw it on the pile.
He had, so apparently legally he had two. He had a whole bunch that were just like in the ether, but now he's got a class action RICO suit and another rape accuser legally. So now he was up for like 60 years of jail time. Now I think it's up to like life or just
He won't serve any of it, but...
he might. It's looking
he's got
bad.
a lot of money.
That might get taken away with the RICO case. The RICO case is a civil case that Ashley Judd is a part of, and a whole bunch of other actresses that say that he ruined their careers and held them down.
From that episode of Star Trek The Next Generation.
That's the one.
I just had a recent civil case. One.
Yeah?
Name and gender change. Easy win.
Nice.
Nailed it.
Who'd you sue?
A+.
No one.
Yourself.
Oh, okay.
No, it's just, yeah.
I think
Anyway.
Anyway.
I guess Geek Out or whatever.
Yeah, go forth and Geek Force and yeah.
Geek Force.
Maybe it should be 1, 2, 3, Geek Force. And then like,
1, 2, Geek Force!
we count to 4 and then
Well,
Geek Force.
but he's saying the geek
Three is
sounds like
geek.
3,
Yeah.
so...
1, 2, Geek Force!
1, 2.
It's
Geek
terrible.
Force.
I mean,
bad.
it's abysmal.
Okay,
But
if we counted off like in order and we were like 1, 2, 3, 4, Geek Force.
Do we all
and-
put our hands in the center and just go, alright, everyone, hands in the center.
Yeah,
that
Geek
is best
Force.
for an audible?
Yeah.
go
Audio.
Geek Force.
Trust us that our hands are in the center.
Everyone, stick your hand
No,
out.
we all smack our hand down on the mic.
On the mic. Alright, we're done. We're here. We're done here.
This is it. We're done.
Alright, good night, motherfuckers.
Bye.
Toodles.
Oh, snuck in the diary one. Look at that.